What is up, guys? We are back with something a little different today. If you've been in my streams or in my Discord for the last couple of weeks, you would have heard me talking about or referencing this game anyway. So we're going to take a look at a new indie MMORPG that is in pre-alpha, we'll call it. The alpha hasn't been released yet, or they have done a few closed alpha events, but I haven't got to play it yet. I missed them. But this is a game I'm super excited about. I saw it on a video by Kyra TV. He reviews a bunch of Kickstarter and MMORPGs and just kind of keeps you up to date in that world. And just a quick background on this game. I seen the first video and was like, oh, this is something I'm super interested in. It kind of gives me some Tibia RuneScape love child vibes, which honestly is like my dream game from growing up playing RuneScape and Tibia. I preferred Tibia, but I wish it had more RuneScape aspects, like, your crafting, your mining, your wood cutting, just more depth to the game versus just a steady RPG of Tibia, which is grind levels, grind XP, maybe do some small RPG stuff in the forms of outfits and whatnot on the side and mounts. But this game so far looks exactly what I would like in an MMORPG, especially it kind of gives you that old school vibes because it's got the RuneScape style graphics, I guess we'll call it. So yeah, I guess without further ado, we'll introduce the game. It was originally called The Blocky Ages, but just a few weeks ago they changed it to kind of give it a more, I think, professional / RPG feel name. It's called Ethyrial, The Echoes of Yore. So we're going to watch the first video, which is about to be played by Jellyberry Studios. These are the dev team. I think it's about 3 to 4 guys from Europe. I've been in their Discord for a while. It's been a lot of fun. So we'll just kind of watch a bit of the video to see what the game's all about. They've added a few since this one, so we'll look at those as well. I'm not going to watch the whole 15-minute video and the whole 10-minute video. I'm like, oh, here's a 45-minute video about me talking about watching the video. So I'm going to click play. We're going to watch it. We'll talk about it, and we'll go from there. Quick pause. Tell me this doesn't give you Rookguard feels. Rats in a little dungeon. I digress. Wood cutting, yes. Wolves and spiders, that's a rook. That's a rook. Trading, something I'm very excited about. I'll talk about that after. We'll stop this right quick. You'll see these highlighted tiles. So it is kind of block based like Tibia, square. We can move one block to the right, one block to the north. I don't know why I said right and north, right, left, up, down, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. Just it's divided by blocks, and that's how the movement works. And also you saw him drawing on the ground, not drawing, but clicking and dragging, and you see it highlighted blocks. There's actually spells that are based on that, just that. Like, instead of just clicking, use spell, you actually have to draw the spell out, and it then targets those specific blocks. Super cool feature. Keep going.
Hello, and welcome to this introduction of our indie MMORPG called The Blocky Ages. In this video, I will try to cover what our game is about and the planned features that we have for it. In short, The Blocky Ages is an MMORPG inspired by old school games like Tibia and RuneScape.
Oh, there it is.
We aim for a game with a very high risk reward and harsh death penalties.
Tibia.
The increased risk reward will shine through all of the features that we implement and will be what really defines our game. The Blocky Ages is a story-driven game with some sandbox features. We do love a good story, and we want to take the player through an adventurous main storyline with a limitless number of side stories to discover. We have quite a lot of in-house experience writing for role-playing, and now we want to take these stories and tell them through our game. It will be filled with everything from challenging puzzles to demanding bosses and quests. You start off in a world called Mesa. At first, we will only have one starting area, but we want you to choose where you want to start in the future. You will progress through a non-linear main storyline. It's an open world where you can go anywhere you'd like, given that you can handle the threats you encounter there. The story will have many different paths to choose from and take you on various quests depending on your choices.
Like I said, it's now called Ethyrial Echoes of Yore. They kind of updated the name on it. We'll look at the website after and just kind of go from there. But I'll probably do a few minutes of this, and then we'll look at some of their other videos on YouTube.
In a tile-based fashion, one tile at a time, just like the old school classic Tibia.
Right.
You can move around using WASD or mouse click.
Big.
We use a tab targeting system for combat. It's a simple system, but we like it that way.
Right away with our combat system, I did pause it. I'm only going to do a few, probably 5 to 10 minute video this time, but maybe moving forward, if it gets good reviews, we'll look back into their new videos that they added. Their combat system is super cool. I really like one thing they did was they have I would call it a friendly target and an enemy target. So you could have one of your teammates selected being your knight or blocker, as well as one other enemy target. So if you cast a healing spell, it's automatically going to target your friendly target, which is so cool and so simple, but just an awesome feature. And then obviously if you cast an attack spell, it's going to use that on your enemy target versus your friendly target. Moving on.
This will not be a game where you jump around, dodging, rolling everywhere. Movements are simple, but that does not mean combat will be. You will advance in different combat skills depending on the weapon or spells that you use. If you use a sword, you will grow in sword fighting and the slashing skill. These skills then contribute to your damage, hit rate, etc. The same goes for spellcasting and abilities. The skill pool is ever growing, so while you progress with your character, the list of skills that you have acquired will just grow. We use somewhat of a different approach when interacting with NPCs. When talking to NPCs, you use the regular chat and you type keywords or sentences to progress in the conversation. This increases the difficulty as some answers are not that obvious and you may have to dig a little to progress in certain situations. This allows us to have very complex conversation trees with several branches that lead to different outcomes.
This is coding
Some
way
NPCs
over my head,
will
but
also
pretty
react
cool.
differently depending on your attitude, so you should maybe bear that in mind.
Okay, I'm not gonna focus on this too much. There's one thing I wanted to go towards, and that was the economy, which is player driven. So NPCs are actually influenced by the players who interact with them, in the sense that if you buy out all of an NPC's inventory, it will slowly regenerate over time, or it can be replenished by other players selling to that NPC. Super cool. Love it. Tibia is obviously, unlimited inventory. So I don't know, with RuneScape, I think it's the same. I think it's just a super cool feature. So I'm going to see if I can find that. No, that's combat. Oh, it's further in here.
Be somewhat realistic and clever here. But most of them are not to be trifled with.
Economy.
Many games nowadays talk a lot about a fully player-driven economy. That sounds great and all and would be an excellent feature. But we talked about this early in the development as well. But we need to be somewhat realistic and clever.
They're
here.
hybrid, I would call it.
A big problem with a player-driven economy is that it relies on a huge player base. Without a lot of players, it will ruin the experience for those who play. We need to realize that we are a small indie game company with sort of a niche game. We hope for many players to join, but nothing guarantees that, and we want the experience to be great either way. Oh, I'm sorry for the rooster in the background.
I didn't hear it, so I must not have been paying attention.
I didn't hear him until I listened to all the recordings and equipment, though they do use a stock system, so they can run out.
There you go.
The stock is slowly replenished over time, or when players sell those specific items back to the traders.
Cool. Simple, but so
this
cool.
This means that when we have a large, stable player base on a server, the economy will rely on those players to replenish or sell equipment and materials, since the traders will most likely be out of stock.
Now, just want to touch on a few main features they have in this original video. The next feature we're going to look at is houses. I'm not going to look at crafting or anything in this video. We'll probably do a second one, and as they release more devlogs, we'll keep them going. But just to touch on that, I think that's so cool that it's a hybrid economy, in the sense that it's obviously hybrid, meaning a combination of the two versus player driven versus unlimited inventory, unlimited economy. I don't really know how to describe that, but they went the hybrid way, and I really like that feature, and that's kind of why I'm excited about this game. A lot of the decisions these devs have been making, like I've been like, oh, that's so cool. Like I really agree with a lot of their decisions. I think it's because they've done something different than like Sipsoft or Jagex. They've actually just kind of taken suggestions from the player base over time, not of this game, of other games, and just implemented it into their development, is what I'm assuming is how it worked. Either that or they just have great ideas. But we're going to look at the housing right quick. Then we'll do a little scan around some of their social media and whatnot, and then we'll call it a video. I think it's here. Crafting. Oh, we're going to have to look at crafting. Who am I kidding? The crafting's so cool.
A little bit unique. I'm not talking about revolutionary or RNG is not complete.
Oh, here we go.
Equipment available to buy from traders.
I guess we'll watch pretty much the whole video.
MMORPG
Said I wasn't going to do it, but here we are.
Without a crafting system. And we have worked hard to create something a little bit unique. I'm not talking about revolutionary or anything, but we ended up with sort of a mix between Minecraft and a classical crafting system. You can craft everything right off the bat, assuming you know the suitable materials and the pattern for the object that you want to compose. You place materials in a customizable grid and in a specific order, and then based on your crafting skills, you either succeed or you don't. If you fail, all the materials used will be destroyed.
Or a hammer.
You will be able to use different crafting stations to increase your workspace and build bigger and better stuff. You can also find and trade what we call blueprints. Blueprints can be used during crafting and will increase the chance of success significantly. It will also show you what materials and in what pattern you should place those materials.
Pretty cool. Ah, there it is. I love
Players
this.
will be able to buy plots of land spread across zones all around the world. These zones will be located inside cities as well as in the wilderness. The land you own can be used to build structures or anything you like. You will buy land on a per square basis, so you can purchase however much ground you like, but it will be costly. The stuff you build is not destructible, and everyone can still enter your purchased land, so maybe you should consider building walls or something to protect your valuables. Land can also be purchased by guilds. Guilds will most likely have more gold to spend. You can then build large guild halls, or why not an entire village. You will be able to open up shops, workstations, training areas, etc.
Cool.
Inside your properties for people to visit.
Server infrastructure, I'm not going to bother touching into this one. This is not something that excited me as much because that's not something I was too worried about. But just touching on houses, they did answer some questions that you can, lock things, lock chests in the houses, have it set so no one can enter your house. But anyone can enter your land, I do believe. That's kind of free roam style, but your house can be, sealed off to, every other player. Unless you, similar to me, where you can invite people into your house. I think that's kind of the same idea. But so that is kind of the first intro video. This is the first video I saw of the game as well. So it was uploaded April 1st, so just a month ago. 7,000 views, 97 likes. I think it deserves way more than that, but we'll keep it going, hopefully, with adding a few more players here. I assume some people that watch my videos will really like this. I commented, and right away, they were responsive and great. They've been commenting almost on everyone. So it shows that they're involved in their community, which is super cool. And if you guys actually are interested in this, we will definitely get signed up for alpha. So just in the last week, last week, we've had crafting and gathering and combat and movement, just 4-minute and 6-minute devlog videos. So they're keeping you up to date on what's going on, how development's going, what new features they're implementing, and what they're working on, which I love. You kind of take them along for the ride of making this game. And they're also fairly active in their Discord, which I will link in the video description. Again, if anyone's interested in seeing the game, I really recommend you check it out. But if you want to sign up for alpha, go to theblockyAges.com, which, like I said, that was the original name, but they've since changed names. Please note if you've been a part of any other alpha phase, blah, blah, blah. Sign up. Super easy. Why should we choose you? For the most part, I don't think they're going to hand select alpha testers. I could be wrong. I don't want to say that for sure, but I think if you are a legitimate MMO player and you are legitimately interested in helping them create a great game, they're not going to say no to you. How did you hear about it? Write my name if you want. If not, no worries. I don't get anything. There's no. I'm actually a Patreon supporter. I love this project, and they seem like very stand up people. They just seem like great people. I was like, I want to support in whatever way I can. It's like I think I'm supporting like $13 a month. Hardly a significant amount, but like I said, I just want to support in any way I can. So fill this out. Tibia, RuneScape, other. I just love that that's the two games they compare to, and hopefully we'll get some alpha testing in. And if not, I'm gonna have some video footage regardless. I hope I'll get into alpha. I don't know. I'm active in the Discord. I've been talking to them, and I'm really hoping to get to be a part of it. But you can check out their social media links. They do have a forum, which I don't know. Is that this? Jellyberry Studios. What's this? I didn't even know this was a thing. Look at that. The forum is not linked here, but it is in the Discord. So just click here to join the Discord. I'm in there almost every day. If I see some messages, I usually pop in and talk to people. So yeah, really excited for this project. Hopefully you guys are too. It's definitely something up our alley. Anyone who plays these games or follows this channel, you're probably gonna like something similar to this. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this style of video. It's different. It's not Tibia, but I think I'm allowed to make some non-Tibia content. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Questions, concerns, suggestions, anything, you know what to do. Leave them in the comment section below, and we'll catch you in the next one, guys. Take care. Peace.